Hello everyone. Today we will learn the Tableau. So Tableau it is the one of the software or we can say as a tool to create a desktop for data visualization. So why we have to use this? Because if those who are working in data science or those who are working in any organization, so at that time we have the thousands of records or number of information in the text form or numeric form. Okay, so at that time what we have to do, we have to create the data visualization. So we have to create the charts and graph to understand what is behind in that particular data or what is inside in that particular data. Okay, so we will see the Tableau. So there is introduction. So in that Tableau, as we told, so it is widely used for data visualization. Why data visualization? Because we have to display, we have to find out the insight in that particular data through the graphs and chart. So what are the graphs and chart? So this is comes under data visualization. So we have to plot the histogram, we have plot the bar chart, we have plot the scatter plot, we have plot the line graph. Okay, so these are the some visualization charts and graphs. So we will understand these things using the Tableau. So it is widely used for business intelligence or it is used to data visualization, and it is also helpful to find out the insight in that particular data. Because if we have the thousands of records in our data and we want to find out what is the percentage of that particular data or what are the how many males in that particular data, or if we have the number of attributes. Okay, so at that time we have to see that things using the graphs and chart. So this tool it is used to analyze the raw data. It shows the data into the charts or reportedly fast. Okay, means once we have the raw data, so we have to insert that particular raw data into the Tableau, and after that Tableau we have just only drag and drop options. So we can display the charts and we will get the quick report of that particular data. And if we get the report, so we will understand what is happening in that particular data. So we will take the decision according to the our data. So it is very easy to use because there is no need to the technical background. So we just click on that particular options and put it on that particular things in that worksheet. So there is no any required for programming skills like any Python programming or programming or Java or other computer programmings. Okay, so just we need to the understand the features and how to use that particular features. Okay, suppose we have given one example here. Okay, suppose we have the big data. In that big data there are 7 V's like value of that particular data, velocity of that particular data, visualization. Okay, so these are the comes under big data. And big data nothing but is large amount of data. So thousand and crores of information, or the TB, or means as a size, if the size is more than 1 TB, 2 TB, or 100 TB, so it is called as a big data. So we can use that big data, even Hadoop. So even SQL means structured query languages. So we can use that things for the data visualization. Cloud data, so means we have to store some data on the server. So this is called as a cloud data. And if you want to do these things or if you want to analyze that particular data, so we have to present that things in the graphical format, or we have to present that data into the or we can say as a representation of that data into the pictorial format. So pictorial nothing but it is in a graphical format, or we can say as a chart or graphs. So we will see the history of Tableau. So the Tableau, it is found, developed in Stanford University in 2023. The name of that founder or the developer of that particular founder is Pat Henderson, Christian Chobot, and Crisis Stolen. Okay, so these are the some developer. They found the Tableau or developed the Tableau in 2003, and the main idea behind that particular to create or found the Tableau, to we have the number of data sets or we have the number of records in data, and that particular data we cannot the find out insight in that data to quickly. So that's why the in that industry there are number of the or we have that industry having the big data. Okay, so large amount of information, and they want to take the action according to that particular data. So we'll uh, take the decision what we have to do or what we do not do these things. Okay, so this is the purpose behind the Tableau. And in 2016, sorry, 2016, the Tableau announced the COE of that particular company. The name of that CEO is Adam Silpiski. She is the now president and CEO of that particular Tableau company. So here we have seen the graph of the Tableau. So in that Tableau server, how it is developed in that 2019 to 2015, and now we have the new versions in that particular Tableau. So we will also see this the things in next slide. So here the question comes in mind why we have to use the Tableau. So, or we can say the what are the reasons to use that particular Tableau. So as we have told, so if those who are not know the any programming languages, or if you have do not have any technical knowledge of that particular language or particular tool, so we can use the Tableau. Okay, so here the first reason or first reason why we have to use the Tableau, because ultimate the skill for data science. Okay, in that data science what happen, there are large number of data and we want to find out the insight in that particular data. So we have to use the Tableau. Okay, in there are other tools is also available in market to for data visualization like Power BI. Okay, so we can also visualize data using the Excel also. Okay, so for second reason is that user friendly. Why it is user friendly? Because it is very uh, simple, and users can understand there is only menu bar, and we have the some tools. Okay, so these tools can use very easily. Okay, apply to any business, so we can apply that particular Tableau in any business data. So we can create the dashboard to understand what is happening in that data, or what are the date what are the what is the information in that particular data. So what we have to extract from that particular database within a minutes or within a seconds, according to the database also. Because if you have the large amount data, so it will take some time to create the visualization graphs. Okay, fast and easy. So it is very fast, because fast it means there is only drag and drop option. Okay, just we have to drag the options like dimensions or any uh, attribute from that particular data set, and we have to uh, provide the x-axis and y-axis to that particular mm, uh, means we have to collect means we have to select the attributes as a x-axis and y-axis, so we will get the some charts and easy. So there is no need to any coding, or we do not need to the any technical background like programming, computer programming languages, so we can use this thing. Community is also very high. Okay, so means the number of or the various companies are using the Tableau to data visualization purpose, to create the dashboard, to understand the data. Okay, then hold the power of data. So hold the power of data means in that data we have the value of that particular data, so that's why we hold the power is nothing but it is an uh, one type of the strength of that particular data. Okay, so if we do not understand the data, so we cannot take the actions or we cannot take the decision according to that particular data. And if we will uh, understand the data using the graphs and charts, so we will take the decision very fast. Okay, and it will be helpful to that particular business to understand the problem or understand the growth of that particular company also. It makes it easier understand and explain the data report. Okay, so it is very easy to understand the reports. Okay, and it will be we will generate the reports. Okay, and that reports will having the some graphs and charts, so we will understand according to that particular report, so what we have to take the actions against that particular things, if we have the lose the something from that particular data, or if we have the get some information from that particular data. Okay, so there are some disadvantages and advantages of that particular Tableau. So first is use other scripting language. So we can use the other scripting language here, means as a number of things here we can add that things. Then data visualization, as we have told the data visual using the graphs and charts, we can use this quick insight. So we will get quick information from that particular data, so we will find out the what is the important attributes or what are the important points in that particular data, so we'll understand. Handle the large amount of data, as we all know the big data, so in the company having the large amount of data, so we can also handle these things. Easy to implement. It is easy to implement means there is no need to the any programming language, so there is only drag and drop option, so we can use that particular Tableau very smoothly, and it is very user friendly tools. Okay, then responsive dashboard. So after the analyzing, we can create the dashboard to understand the all these things. Okay, suppose we can do the live data visualization. Okay, so at the time the dashboard will help to understanding of that particular data. There are some advantages. Okay, restrictive imports, or say, okay, then custom formatting. So these are the some static form parameters, screen resolution, scheduling reports. So these are the some advantages. So custom formatting means there are some restrictions to we cannot expand the columns or rows columns are more than 16. Okay, so static parameter, it is fixed parameter, so you cannot change it. This thing, screen resolution, sometime what happen, we have creating that dashboard in my system, and in my system is resolution is different, and someone is using the dashboard or something in his or her system, so it will affect that the resolution. So the screen resolution will be the vary according to the desktop. Scheduling reports means there are, if you have the task, one task, two tasks, so we can scheduling these things, we cannot do these things here in the Tableau. As we are the seeing the advantages of Tableau, as we have told data, so we can uh, create the dashboards using the data visualization tools. So in that data visualization, we can use the graphs and charts. Okay, so it is beautiful. We can create the beautiful dashboard using the Tableau. Okay, so interactive visualization means your, it is very interactive visual by the using drag and drop functionality of Tableau. Okay, so as we know, just select the options and put it drag the some options and drop into the that particular things. Okay, comfortable in implementation, so there is no need to the learn the complex coding, or do not need to the any knowledge of any programming. Okay, so this is the basic things. Okay, so the Tableau can handle the large amount of data. So as we know the big data, so we have the large amount of data, so at the time we can also do the data visualization using the that particular things. Okay, so we can also use the live content of that particular data, means if we have the live data set, according to that live data we can create the dashboard. Also use the scripting language in the Tableau. So here we we will avoid the performance using the data. So here we have to, if we have the data set, in that data set having complex calculation. Okay, so this is the very easy to use the Tableau and to visualize that particular things within a uh, minutes we can do these things. Okay, and most important advantages of Tableau is mobile support. Okay, means if we have creating some dashboard and you are in office, but sometime what happen, your colleagues are in somewhere and they want to see the what is happening with that particular data set, or if they want to check uh, what are the insight in that particular data set. Okay, so they can use that particular dashboard in his or her mobile or her laptop. Okay, so there is no restriction to access the data, but we need to the do the collaboration work with your colleagues. Here are some disadvantages of Tableau. So as we know the as I have told previously, scheduling report. So in that scheduling report, what we have to do, some data we have to split into the some format, and if you want to effort required for that particular data. Okay, so if we have updated that data set, so we cannot do something. Okay, so means we cannot provide automatically these things. We suppose first, if we complete the first task, then the second task will be the do the manually. There is no automations or something. Okay, some manually efforts we require when we need to the update the data. Okay, then no custom visual imports. Okay, so in other tools like Power BI, there is some visual importance. Okay, so we can add some visualizations tools to create the dashboard. Okay, but in that Tableau we have the only complete the open tools. Okay, and the next one is the formatting in Tableau. Okay, custom formatting means, so in that Tableau there is some conditions. Okay, conditional formatting. So we have the 16 columns. We can use only 16 columns. If you have more than 16 columns, that is very inconvenient to for user to insert that particular data into the Tableau. Okay, then implement the same format in multiple fields. There is no way to for the user that they can do it for all the fields directly. Okay, so means it user have to do that manually for each. So it is a very time consuming. Okay, so means we have to add one more column, we have to do these things and manually. Okay, so it will take too much time to do the analysis. Okay, static and single value parameter. Okay, so static as well means we cannot change the single value. Okay, so or we cannot change the some parameters. Okay, suppose there is some uh, options. Okay, so we have to do the there is no other option for user that can automate the updating or parameters. So screen resolution, as I told, layout of the dashboard is distributed if the Tableau developer screen resolution is different from the user screen resolution. Okay, just like I am using mobile and someone the using the laptop or desktop, so at that time the dashboard resolution will be the change according to that device. So these are the some features of the Tableau. First, the features is like speed of analysis. So we do not, as we have seen the advantages of data, so we do not need to the knowledge of any programming. Okay, so user can start the Tableau for anywhere to derive the value from that particular data set and get the information from that data set. Okay, self reliant. So in that self reliant, we do not need to the any complex software to set up, or do not need to the more hardware or software requirement for the desktop or laptop or in your mobile. Okay, so just we have to easy to install that particular Tableau, and we can use to for data visualization, visual discovery. So in that option we can visualize the tools like color, trend lines. So the we will understand using the different colors. We can understand the lines, trend lines of that particular thing, charts and graphs. So we have the different charts and graphs. So according to that, we can understand fast. There is very little script to written, as nearly everything is done by the drag and drop option. Okay, so means there is no need to the write the some script, or there is no need to the write the some codes for to data visualization. Okay, so blend drivers data set. So here we have to relational, semi-structured data, unstructured data, or having the data. So if you have the real-time data. Okay, so without expensive format or integration cost, we can use that particular things. Okay, so user do not need to know details about how data is stored. Okay, so just drag and drop option is there. Architecture agnostics. So here we have we do not need worry about the required some specific software to install in that particular system, or need some the hardware requirements for that particular things. Okay, so that's why it is very easy to install and use it. Real time collaboration, as I told. So here we can share our dashboard to our colleagues, so he can see the dashboard in his laptop or system or whatever the device or they are using. So we can work collaborative on real time data. So suppose I am in some state and some my colleagues are in other states, so at that time we can share the that Tableau to our colleagues, and they can also do the change whatever they want. Okay, then centralized data. So here centralized data, it means the the Tableau it publish the data sources. Okay, so we can delete or we can change the permission of that data, we can add tags, or we can manage the schedule in the one convention locational. Okay, so means we can centralize data. So in that collaboration we can do these things. If we want to change the colors of that particular chart, so we can change it, or if you want delete the some charts, so we can delete that things using the centralized because of centralized data. So how to install that particular Tableau? Before installing Tableau, there is some primary things. Okay, primary things means we have to check our system. We have to check our system configurations. Okay, means we are using Windows 32-bit operating system or Windows 64-bit operating system. Okay, so once we have to check the our configuration of system, so we have to go to the Google, and we have to type Tableau public. So after that Tableau public, so we will get the link, official link. So we have to go to the products. Okay, in that products we have the go to the public. In that public, so we can click on the go to the Tableau public. So once we have to go to the public, so we have to download the desktop to create. Okay, so there is one option, create. Okay, so and after that we have to download the Tableau desktop using the editor. So once we have to download it, and before downloading, so here we have to register. Okay, so sign in that particular Tableau. So we have to write down first name, last name, uh, email ID, and then name of our country. Okay, then after we have to click on download app. So once we have to download, see here we have downloading the Tableau public desktop 64-bit, because my system is 64, so we have the taken the 64-bit Tableau. Okay, so in that Tableau there are three basic steps. Okay, and these are the very important when we are doing the anything in that particular Tableau. So if you want to do the data analysis, so first we need the data. Okay, so in that data, so we have to connect. First step is to connect the data source. Okay, so in that data source we have to connect the data, or we have to select the data from a local system, or we can use the real data. Okay, to access that particular data and read the data from the our system. Okay, so first we have to select the data set. After once we have to select the data, then we have to choose the dimension and measures. Okay, so dimensions and measures, yes, we have to select the required columns from the source data for analysis. Okay, suppose we need to, if you want to visualize, or if you want to create a bar graph, or we need to create the line graph. Okay, so at that time we need at least two columns. Okay, so that's why we have to select the dimension and measures. Okay, then apply the visualization techniques. So once we have to select the dimension and measures, we have to choose or select the methods like which graph we want to display or which graph we want to add in your dashboard. Okay, so here first step, connecting to the data source. So there are different types of data sources like we have the our computer data set on local system data set. Okay, in that local system data set we have the spreadsheet, we have the excel, we have the text file, we have the json file, we have the access of or pdf files, spatial files, or statistical files. Okay, so at that time we can choose the data from our local system on our computer data means as a local, or if we have the data on server, so we can also access the data from the server like big data or relational data set or a cube database, or if you have the sql server or oracle or mysql or other data servers. Okay, so you can use that particular things for the to connect the data. Even public domain data is also there as a UVS census uh, bureau information. Okay, even cloud data source like Google and Analytics, then Amazon Redshift and Salesforce. So these are the cloud data sources. We can also connect that data. Even web authorizing. Okay, so we can upload the Excel or text based data sources on the web. So we can also to a file on computer data. So as we have seen that there are different types of the uh, file formats on our local disk. So we can use the Excel like .exls file is also there. Okay, so we can use the rows and columns. So in that Excel we have the cells. Okay, we have the columns and rows. Okay, so it is structured data. We can use that data file for the you can use the Excel file for the data visualization. Second one is a text file. Text means as a notepad, we can say as a notepad we are the txt plain text is there. Okay, so this is the simple one file. Okay, so we can use this file for the data analysis to data visualize. Okay, the data is typically in text file is separated by the spaces or commas or tab or other delimiters. Okay, so each line in the file represent the new records. Okay, means there are lines. Okay, so line means suppose we have the columns. Okay, so in that columns having the rows, and the row it is nothing but the record. Then json file. So json is it is the javascript object notation file. Okay, so it is human readable format for data exchange. Okay, so it is represented data as a key value pair, and it's commonly used for data from API and web servers. Okay, then Microsoft Access Database, MDB. Then we have the Microsoft Access database. Okay, so this is the data set which when we have the relational data format in our Microsoft Access, so we can use also these things. So this is also in tabular format and it's structured data. It is it can be linked to the one another using the relationship. So there are some keys like a foreign key or the uh, having the suppose relational keys. Okay, unique keys also there. Then PDF file, if you have the PDF file, so you can also connect spatial file when we have the remote sensing data. Okay, means as a having a special data set. Okay, so at that time we have the different shapes, formatting files. On a shape means SHP file, dot JSON file, JSON file. Okay, then KML file. Okay, so we can also do these things using the special file. Statistical files. Okay, so as a SPSS file, okay, SAS file, or we have suppose R files. Okay, so we can use that file to connect the data. Server data, so big data, reflect to large data set. Okay, relational databases. Okay, as we have seen the SQL or MySQL Oracle. Okay, cube data means here is OLAP. Okay, so in that OLAP having the dimensions like date, time, or locations. Then public domain data, so as the US census data is there. Okay, cloud-based data as we have seen the Google Analytics. Okay, so there is very large amount of data. Okay, so web and server provide the Google that track and report website traffic because of connect the Google Analytics. Visualize the web traffic data, user behavior, connection rates, etc. Amazon Redshift. Okay, so it is one type the data warehouse. Okay, and it provide the AWS server to access that particular large amount of data using the structure query languages. Okay, SQL. Then Salesforce data, so it is cloud based the database, so it is used to customer relationship management platform. Okay, to connect the Salesforce pull the related to sales, customer leads, and other business operation for the analysis. Okay, means we have the regions. Okay, so if you have the large amount of data, so you can access that data. Web author rating, managing multiple data sources. So here we can the merge the multiple data set in one sheet. Okay, so this is called as a data join. Okay, so or we can say as a data blending. So data joining, it is nothing but is a combination of data. So what which combination with data? Row level based on the common fields. Okay, usually when the data is in the same source or can be accessed simultaneously. Okay, so the same source means if we have taken the data from the Excel, so at that time we can use the row. Okay, the data blending, combine data from the different sources based on the common field. Okay, suppose we have the three different Excel files. Okay, so you can access that data, those who are common fields in that particular three Excel files. Join. So here we have process to combine the two or more tables based on the common fields. As we have seen in previous slide, the data blending. Okay, so in the data blending we have the common fields there. Common field means as a common column is there. Okay, so in that column we have to join key, so we can join that particular data using the customer ID. So this is called as a primary key, and product ID, or somewhere it is an primary key, so we can join that particular things using the foreign key. So we can join the data, we can merge the data. Okay, data joining steps. How to join the data? First, we have to connect the data sources, means open Tableau to connect the data sources. It may be the Excel, or it may be the CVC, or it may be the PDF file, or it may be the text file. Okay, then we have to go to the data source tab. So we have to go to the data source tab and just drag tables into the canvas. Okay, so after that define the joins. So there are different types of joins like inner join, okay, left join, right join, or full joins. Okay, so according to our data set, or according to our requirement, we can use the data join. types. Okay, then adjoint join cluster. So in that cluster means we have just some join the dialogues, modify the join conditions such as, so here we have the left, right, or full join. Okay, so here we can clauses of that particular joining. Okay, then review the data. So here we have to check the previous of the data result, and if we have done something new in that particular data, or if we have done the some merging method. Okay, so we suppose we have to join the some data, so of that after that we have to check the correctly it is join or not. So it is data blending. So data blending, it is nothing but the combination of that join the files. Okay, this method tableau treat one data source to primary source and another is the secondary source. Okay, so common field that exist the both the primary and secondary data sources in data blending. Okay, so it is happening on that particular common field only. So data binding works on primary data source. Okay, as I have told. So here we can create the visualization tools using the primary data. Okay, so we can do the some operations on that particular data. Okay, so we can do the calculation or aggregate functions using the data sources. So aggregate functions means like mean, median, mode, or we have to count. Okay, so these are the simple basic arithmetic operation is there, so we can use these things for the data primary data source. So secondary, it is Tableau pull additional data, so we have to access the another data. Okay, suppose we have taken the primary data and we have to do the secondary data. Okay, so how to do the data blending? First we have to collect the multiple data sources, means as a excel file or other files or other sources. Okay, then set to the primary data source, so which is the our primary fields or the data. In that data, what are the important attributes, or we can say as a column. So we can Tableau will automatically set the data source as primary data source. Okay, identify the common fields. So after that we have to find out the common fields in that particular data, means common attributes or common columns in that particular data set. Okay, then use the data from the secondary data sources. Okay, first we have to select the primary data, after that now we have to select the secondary data. So we blend the data based on the common field. Okay, secondary data source is denoted with the orange check mark next to the field that being used to view. Adjust the blending. Okay, then we have to review the results. Okay, so data joining and blending, when we have to do the data join and data blending, when the data source are the same database or files. Okay, suppose we have the same location and we have the same database file. Okay, so at that time we can do the data join. Data blending, when the source are different databases or different files. Okay, suppose we have taken the Excel, we have taken the spreadsheet, or we have taken the PDF. So we can also use the another, or we can use the cloud database. Okay, so we have using the Google Cloud. Okay, so when need to the combine tables with a share key in the single data sources, when the data sources cannot be joined directly because they do not share the common fields or cannot access the together. So when need full control over the type of join, inner, left, okay, then full join, etc., and how rows are matches. So here we have to the use the join of type to match the rows. Okay, here we need to the bring the data from the external sources that cannot be joined at the row level relationship. Okay, so here as a relationship between the common field. Okay, so means we have the two different files. In suppose one is the customer file and second one is the product file. In that product file, we have the product ID, and in that customer file, they purchase the some product. So there are some customer ID is also there and product ID is also there. Okay, so in that customer ID is primary and the order ID in that order file it is primary, so we have to connect this file using the foreign key. Okay, so here it is one of the picture. It shows the show me option. So show me option or the feature, it is used to uh, draw the charts or graphs. Okay, so it is used to apply the required charts or graphs on our worksheet. Okay, so here we can use the pie chart, we can use the scatter plot, we can use the histogram, we can use the line, we can use the bar graph, or we can use the uh, heat map. Okay, so whenever the worksheet with data is created, it is available in the top right corner. Okay, so in the right side in in your desktop, we will see this option, show me option. Okay, so option will gray out depending on the nature of the selection in the data pane. Okay, so suppose some time of that data is in gray color, it means we cannot do this graph or charts on that particular data. So as we when we do the data visualization, here we have to see the bar chart. So when we have to use the bar graph. Okay, so there are various types of the bar charts. Okay, so when we create the bar chart, so we have to use the dimension and measures. Okay, means x and y axis. So here we have to go to the show me option, and after that means we have to first select the dimension and measures, and after that we have to go to the show me options. Just click the bar chart option, and we will automatically display the bar graph on bar chart on our worksheet. Okay, so here we have two types of bar chart, horizontal and vertical. Okay, so if we have the data is a nominal, okay, or categorical. Nominal means like even we can say the color, or we can say as a in a the rank. Okay, so this is called as a nominal categorical data. And vertical, when we have the data or ordinal or sequential. Okay, so ordinal means order. Okay, so like first rank, second rank, or we have the jersey number. Okay, so or we have the age, or we have the income of that particular peoples. So here how to create the bar graph. Okay, so first we have to go to the worksheet, and we have to connect the data. Once we have to connect the data, then we have to drag the category field into the column itself. So which category we want to. So here we are in dimension having the product. Okay, so category, subcategory, manufacturer, product name, profit, and regions. Okay, so we have to first select the dimension. After that, we have to check the measures like profit. Once we have to select the profits, after that we have to go to the right side of that particular worksheet and to select the bar graph. Okay, so this is called as a data visualization using the bar graph. So thank you. This is the first data visualization. After that we will see the another.